Here's going to be a short reign of understanding something. When I do my roulette, okay, connecting dots, okay, what happens in my next roulette board? There's more dots, right? There's this section of dots, and there's this section of dots, but there's no dots in between. So you would be A, B, C, D, C, B, A. So here would be your 66 ABC. Now, if you invert this and you go D, C, B, A, okay, and then you go B, C, and D, you have 234 and 234. You have XE. You have your vibration right over here on this one, and on this one you have your gateway, your 66 gateway through the city. 25, 35, 45 is you're passing through the fox and the sun, and you have 3 and you have 9. Everything else is 4 through 8, and that's where Pluto comes in. We play in that game of the creation birth inside of what I call the D angle. 5D, 10D, you know, things to do with D. D is also noted to be 500. 500 can also be equivalent to the number 20. So 1,000 would be 40. 2,000, which would be the year 2000, would be 80. This is where we are now. 88. We're down by Pegasus, NGC 7286. Where do I get these figures from? Let me see if I can remind myself. So if you have a Roman numeral, D equals 2500. And when you have 25 times 20, it equals to 500. So what I'm working with is the 25-cent quarter, or the 10-cent dime, or the 5-cent nickel, or the 1-cent penny. Penny, nickel, dime, also known as 10 cents. Okay, they can call this 5 cents. And then you have a quarter. Earth is that quarter. Earth is that quarter. So you have 38 and 19. And then you have 20, 43, DC 43, 62, 72, 82, 90. You have 100 and quarter. So I'm going to count this to the low count. 7, 8, 17, 18, 19, 20, 28. So now you're talking 28. You're talking about 1 quarter, which is 4 times 21 equals 284, and that's to equal to 3 moons. What did I do here? I found out that 28 equals to 1 quarter. Okay? When you order something from Chickens and you order 1 quarter breast or 1 quarter leg, right? The chicken only has 2 legs. Remember, 1 quarter doesn't mean 1 of 4. Try and understand that. 1 quarter breast or something like that in the order. Try and remember that. The penny equals to 1621. 1621, which means if you went this way, it means that the 5 dot is going to be sitting like this. So you're going to count 14 around, 15 and 16. 1, 4, 10, 14, 15, 16. And then you have 28. You have the cycle. You're connecting here to here. You're connecting an angel. You're connecting a star. You're connecting the earth divide, the Y letter. Okay, the Y letter is the cube. Partly to do with the cube because it's 3 parts. Everything to do with 3. Although the ring is 4. There's 4, 4, and 4. There's 3 rings on here. Around this way, around this way, and then around the center, right? Which one do you want to call the ring? 3 rings, 3 poles, but you can only have one at a time, right? So what you have is you have the 20 quarters equaling to 500. So now since you have 20, so you have Earth and you have 20, the letter T, which is a gateway. The 20, I'm just trying to remember what it is about. Right, it has to do with the 80 because there are 4 times 20 to equal to 80. This is the expression in French. How they say 80, it's 4 times. So anyways, what this is when I create my 3 A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right over here, if I put a calculator next to it, there's going to be a gap in between. That gap is going to get just as much of a letter as everything else. Now, should we count the gap here and say 7, 7.5, 8, 8.5, 9? Well, we're not going to get into that right now. So city, what was city? 45. 3 and 9 is 12. 3 and 9 is 12 plus 40 equals 57. The same numeric value as the moon. It is male 7 and it is female 5. But the second level of male becomes a female when you get 2 times 7. You're bringing the gateway to a birth. The thing I want to talk about here, just to jump on and off of something, is I'm doing the family of 7. And talking about the family of 7, before we get there, I wanted to show you something to do with the cow. You see, the O letter, okay, will create the O letter will create the K letter. Okay, like Coke, right? And once this creates the K letter through its mathematics, 1 times, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5, 11. 6 and 5, 11. So in the creation of F, you now create 11, the student. So through the creation of 11, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, now equals to 3. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 will equal 6 and 5, 11. The 23rd letter is W. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 6 and 5, 11, which creates C, W. So how do we work this in again? O is the 15th letter. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 11. Equals 6 and 5, 11. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 6 and 5, 11. So they both work together. And where do you get them from? Ho, ho. The 8th letter and the 15th letter, created from number 53 and 35. This is through the gateway of the cat, and I'm going too quick. Let me get away from that. Just want to show you what 7 does, what 5 does, 42 and 65. 7 is the student. 7 will become the student. 5 will become the gateway, the split of the gateway. E-I-E-I-O. So what happens here is 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. This number 35 over here that I was talking about, that is us in the heaven. The ho, 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 Santa Claus in the heavens. What are these connections over here? 7 and 6, okay, is going to be like 1 and 9. 7 and 6, okay, 13 will be like 1 and 9. 10. The spirit of man. Where do I get this from? I get it from the same tie-up that I get the 7 and 6 and 4 and 3. Or should I do 7, 6, and 1, 1, 6, and 7, and then 9, 4, and 3? Which way do we intertwine it? Because if we do it this way and this way, we're going to intertwine 5 within us. If we just do it this way, it's not the same result. I'll have to show you the design, but right now the connection is here, and then the other connection is here. And we draw the lines on the outside of the cube, and then we do this. And when we do this, there's going to be eventually, if I can do this on a larger scale, you're going to see like boxes, and then you're going to see them dropping through, like going through the box. So anyways, crossing over 15, 15, 15. When I do the 5, you see one is male, one is the female. When I do the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 equals 9. 5, 10, 15, 20, 2 and 0. 25, 2 and 5 equals 7. So Earth now comes inside here. So your gateway is between 7 and 5, which is that number 6. So if I show you the number 6, what it does after, we'll take a look what 6 does. But 7 and 8 in the Jupiter position. So you note that this way all equals to 12s and 21s. This way equals to 15, 6 and 3. 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3. But these are the opposites in the alphabet. Now the funny thing is, to complement what is 7 is 2. On a dice cube, every side has 9, every side, 6 sides, have 9 faces. But there's more to that, because there's microcubes. That where each cube here, okay, will be a microcube inside itself. So there'd be 9 and 9, like 81, and that's Venus. Anyways, we're not going to get into that. Right now it's 2 and 7, right? So 2, 4, 6, going by 2. And then number 5, right? Or it can be the 4. But number 5 has 4 voids. See the 1 void, 2, 3, 4 voids? And you can take this as all singletons. How many dots you got here? I have 5 single dots. So you can say this is 5 ones. This is 5 times 1. That's what that is. So you can have a new equation. So that is a 4, 8, 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 16, 1 and 6 is 7. So you notice where everything shows up in a different spot. The 7, the opposite of this 4 here is this one over here. Here it showed up in the 4th position. Here it showed up in the 5th position. Here it showed up in the first, number 5 shows up in the 1st position. Number 5 shows up in the 8th position. This shows up in the 7th position. Here it shows up in the 2nd position. I'd like to understand that it's talking about Venus, 1 and 1, and Uranus and Venus. I only have one leg to stand on because your ace, when your ace brings you into 2 worlds, what is that ace point that is divided between the pyramids amongst 2? One world and the other world, the gematria world of the 7th gate. That's where all these numbers state right now. Inside of this one with 2, you end up with the 9 legs of the cat, the dividing of the gate. You divide the gate out in Pluto, where number 4 comes in. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 equals 6 and 9. There was an equation somewhere in here. We're going to just drop it off. What I'm going to do with number 73, where was number 73? Corner was number 73. Right, corner, because the corners, right? There's corners. Imagine if you went into a boxing ring. The boxing ring is square and it has corners, or you're on the ropes. RO 33, PE 21. The cube is on the ropes. So if in the ropes, they're now on the ring, right? They're in the ring on the ropes. The question is there a pole, right? The pole are in each corner of the ring, so there are 4 poles. What is that supposed to mean now, right? If there's 4 poles in the corner of the ring, right? The boxing ring. So now it's a box, it's a cube, it's a box. And when we get box, we get 15 and 6 equals again inside the cube. We're getting love, but we're getting 13 OX. So we're getting ACDC 66, getting the 7th gate to the spirit. 39, sorry, this is totally wrong. Mistake. I was thinking of something else. This is 15 and 24. This is 39. This is the angel. This is creation. This is the dividing gate. This is 66, where fox comes in. Now we're going to add 2 equals to 41. And I'm tired. This will come into the sun. This will make D and E. This is where D10 meets 5. This is where I'm assuming I am shows up in the box in the cube. Anyways, just to go really short, the cube has 3 sides of 11. 11, 11, 11, 13, 31. 13, 31 says Allah. The reverse of that, 7, 7, 7 equals 21 the cube. It's also G. It also does that. It also does that. But what is the biggest thing it does when it's multiplied? It does that. When this one is added, it does that. So in rotation of Allah, okay, in rotation of Allah, we have C, D, C, which, like I said before, we're using 2 dice. We're playing in between the 2 dice. One of the reasons, you see, one world is only 180 degrees, but since we have to do 4 of them, okay, we're going to end up totaling 720 degrees, and now we have to mirror them to equal to 1440, which is 1440 minutes in a day. Now this, we're just talking about 4. Okay, I need to do way more than 4. There's 4, there's this cycle there, and there's this cycle here. I'm not sure if I can explain both cycles, but there are 4 times 360 degrees in a day. You need to have 3 days, okay, in order to reach your 432 vibration. So if you need 3 days, you need to have 12 cycles of 360 degrees equals to 4320. So you take that 4320, okay, which will come to a total of 9 days. And to complete the cycle, okay, 4320 times 3 equals to 12,960. Now, when you complete the 2 9-day cycles plus 1, in which the Mayans have 9 in 1 day, okay, times 2 equals to the long Mayan count of 25,920 to the end cycle of well, I don't want to put it anyways in there, but let's just end it at that. And this is where the vibration comes in. I could have added in the extra day, but I'm not going to add in the extra day for the space between 2 sides. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Just to add on, what is it also with 1 and 1 is that 11, when you place a chip in roulette between 6 numbers, on 3 numbers, that is going to pay 11 to 1. 3 and 11. The red ball. Raphael, 7286 in the phenomenons of math and games and on language. I want to thank you for watching.